What if Naruto ate a chakra fruit? Now we know how powerful this made Kaguya, and we also saw an example from Momoshiki when he ended up absorbing his own partner to gain even more strength. We've seen what happens when Otsutsuki themselves eat chakra fruits, but what would happen if Naruto ate a chakra fruit far more powerful than any other Otsutsuki has ever eaten? How busted would Naruto be, and how insanely quickly would Naruto be able to take out his foes? This is going to be one of those OP Naruto stories, so if you guys don't like that, you can go ahead and click off now. But for those of you who love these stories, this one's for you, and there's definitely going to be a ship in here for those of you that care about that stuff. But before I get into today's video, I do want to let you guys know that this story is actually going to be a fan fiction written by the legend Primordial_Void_Fox on Wattpad. You can find his links down below, and if you guys go on to enjoy today's video, consider leaving a like, seeing as it actually helps out so much more than you guys think. And considering how bad the YouTube algorithm has been treating me lately, it'd be like the best gift ever to just leave a like and comment. That said though, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys go on to enjoy today's video, then share with a friend or something like that. But anyways, let's get started.
Hey Ross, sauce it up.
This fanfiction is written by Primordial_Void_Fox, and the story's title is Naruto, the second eater of the chakra fruit, in case you guys want to go check it out, of course. Now, this story starts off essentially with Naruto running away from the villagers. It would be one of his birthdays, and it would be the so-called Naruto festival, right? Everyone was trying to get a beat down on Naruto, and so Naruto would run away, ultimately making his way towards the Forest of Death. Naruto was hiding and was extremely hungry, keep in mind, because he hadn't eaten all day, when suddenly he would see a fruit, and he wouldn't bother wondering or thinking, oh, is it poisonous? Nothing, bro just literally gobbles it, and from here, out of nowhere, Naruto was flooded with information on how to use these new strange abilities that he would get out of nowhere. He found a way to suppress his chakra. He's able to now manipulate it, and he had so much chakra that it was completely overwhelming. His electric blue eyes were now gone, and his blonde hair was now replaced by a nice silver or whitish like color. It went to his waistline, by the way, and his eyes now had the Sharingan of Sasuke, with his clothes changing as well to Madara's when he became a Jubi Jinchuriki, having 6 black orbs floating behind him, making it so that Naruto had the truth-seeking orbs, right? But basically, what pretty much ends up happening is that Naruto gets the look of somebody that just ate the fruit of chakra, right? And so what pretty much ends up happening is that after this, Naruto just kind of has like a normal canon-like time, and he just begins to act dumb. Like, he's not acting like smart or nothing, and eventually the Mizuki situation and everything happens, leading to Hiruzen calling Naruto into the office and being like, Naruto, listen, you're not the Nine Tails, got it? Don't believe what anyone else says, and you're your own person, not it. The Hokage would say to Naruto, who would sweat drop a little bit and say, why would I think I was the Nine Tails? With him saying, because I for sure aren't a giant fox or have 9 tails, and I'm pretty sure my chakra isn't that strong. Hiruzen, are you growing senile in your old age? With Hiruzen looking at him and banging his head on the desk, thinking to himself that he was definitely an idiot. From here, he looks to Naruto after hitting his pipe and being like, Naruto, you're free to go. After this, he makes his way back towards the direction of where he was going to go put the scroll back. But instead of putting the scroll back into the office that Hiruzen told him to, Naruto would end up Naruto would end up grabbing the scroll, right, and then like quickly snatching it and like creating a like a copy basically, taking a memory picture of it and putting it right back, leading to him pretty much ending up learning a bunch of S rank ninjutsu and having a lot more chakra than everybody in the world combined. Even Tail Beast, like so many times more, just know. But it's really OP, but who cares? It's primordial god Naruto, right? It's 99% of its power, and now he has 100% due to Naruto's current power, aka the chakra that's giving him all of the Shinju. Anyways though, he would leave a shadow clone to act dumb like he does, and he would end up making his way towards his own Kamui dimension, which he would discover that he does have, by the way. From here, he would sit next to a gigantic clearing when suddenly behind him he would see the 10-tailed fox with 2 fox ears on its head, which would be silver in color, Kurama having changed and getting a full 10 tails but still remaining a fox. It was strange, eating the chakra fruit seemed to affect Kurama and Naruto at the same time. Strange. Naruto, however, in his Kamui dimension would notice that he could potentially have the ability to create Zetsu, and so he would do so, testing out his new abilities, which he would use to pretty much end up using like offensive moves on the Zetsus, using a killing ash bone technique and shooting bones at the direction of Zetsus, which would turn them all into bones and stuff, and ash, and bones and ash pretty much, basically. And the next part of what pretty much ends up happening is that Naruto, after doing all of this, would end up kind of fiddling around with the different techniques that he has. He would open his mouth as a blue and red energy would appear and gathered into a purplish/red ball, which he would fire into the distance, which would end up exploding, creating a massive explosion. He then started practicing using his fox form and kept practicing new stuff for 2 weeks, satisfied until, he had learned, right? Eventually, what would end up happening is his taijutsu would end up being a style that he would have created for himself specifically. It relies on speed and power and could instantly kill someone with a single tap. His speed, well, let's just say that his stats are above everyone in the world combined, like a million gazillion times at least. And when 2 weeks were up, Naruto silently went back to his apartment, dismissed his clones, and decided to use his new looks, sort of. He changed his hair to look like his father's, believe it or not, and he would also end up changing his outfit to look like his father, seeing as Naruto is not an idiot. He had an IQ most likely on par with Shikamaru, or just a bit lower, so it was pretty easy to find out. He then changed his clothes to what he now wears, as is pretty much just what his father wore, but instead of blue and black, he doesn't have any flax jacket on, and he also doesn't have a cloak or cape to wear, sadly. But he has no title yet, and he would like to be known as Minato's son. So he uses a genjutsu to make himself look like that, and from here he would go to sleep, just thinking to himself how funny it's going to be to see everybody's reactions. Chapter 2. That's it, just chapter 2. Naruto woke up and ate breakfast, and he then started heading out using his black portal thing. He then reappeared in class and walked through the door, sitting down while he ignored everybody. "Dobe!" Kiba called out. "What are you doing here? This is only for graduates, not failures like you." Kiba sneered at Naruto, who had flashbacks of the villagers beating him, and grabbed Kiba by his jacket and released a very potent chakra. A small amount of his chakra, and I mean minuscule, weighing everyone down like they were training with Guy and Lee for the first time, when they got their gigantic boulders on their backs, right? Like, that's how bad it felt. Naruto then looks to Kiba with a rage filling up his eyes as he would say, "Now listen here, mutt. I was in a good mood, but you brought up memories of my past that would kill most people. Now shut up or else. I'll make it so you can't have an offspring." Naruto said, releasing more chakra, pushing more people down, as he then slickly would get a smile on his face, as he would then just sit down, and from here he would make Kiba pretty much piss his pants, more than he already had. Naruto dropped Kiba on his butt to the floor while scratching Akamaru, who loved it very much, and Naruto had protected Akamaru from his chakra and ki technically, which was now gone due to having a soft spot for animals. Naruto set Akamaru down, leaving a little treat for him, who barked happily and would start eating his treat. And 10 minutes later, Iruka would walk into the class smelling urine, and he would see everybody quiet, wondering what had happened, but not really caring. Then going on to say, "Alright, one of you guys peed in my classroom. I don't care why you did it or who it was, but if you peed your classroom, it better not let me catch you or else, Iruka said with a very threatening tone. Meanwhile, Kiba added a little pee to his pants, and Iruka would then smile a cheerful one, as he would then look to Naruto and say, anyway, I'm giving you guys your team, so whoever pissed their pants can leave and change, and I don't have to deal with you again, hopefully. Anyway, team 1 through 6 were already going, and team 7 would end up being Naruto Uzumaki, Sasuke Uchiha, and Sakura Haruno, with him saying that their sensei is going to be Kakashi Hatake, and team 8 would be all the rest of the canon teams. Anyways though, he would then be like, I'm out, and from here, Iruka would leave the academy using his Shunshin ability, leaving a couple leaves there, as Kiba would immediately run to the bathroom, change his clothes from what he was currently wearing, with many other students, aka everyone. 4 hours later, Team 7 sensei walked in, at least they would think, and Team 7 would see a fangirl and emo nod. Good. Well, meet on the roof in 5 minutes, he said, as he would vanish into a cloud of smoke. Are you kidding me? He's 4 hours late and now he gets here only to say meet in the roof in 5 minutes? They looked to wait to hear Naruto complain, but looked to see and didn't see anything. Naruto was gone. No sign that he was there at all, as they sighed and started heading up, assuming that he was already going there. They got up and started heading there, and when the two rookies got there, they saw Naruto sitting in a tree, away from them, and he had this look that he was thinking about something important. What was he thinking of, they wondered, but they had no way of finding out. But what he was thinking about, however, was a way to get a decent summoning contract. Something he likes, but he figured he could probably just do a summoning jutsu and get summoned to the place he has the best aptitude with to be their summoner. Anyway, now that that's all out of the way, Kakashi would begin starting the introductions. Now, I'm pretty sure all of you guys know this part, so I'm gonna go ahead and skip over that. My name's Sasuke Uchiha, yada yada yada. My name's Naruto Uzumaki. Oh, let's see if this changes. My name's Naruto Uzumaki. My likes and dislikes are a secret, but I will tell you two of my dislikes, Sasuke Uchiha and Sakura Haruno. My hobby is not important, and my dream is to find something to do in life, Naruto said, making Kakashi wonder what the kid has gone through, and the other two would sneer at him for it. Alright, you're all interesting in your own ways. Now meet at Training Ground 7 for the true Genin exams, with no questions asked. Sakura would then look at him, being like, what? And from here Kakashi would tell them not to eat, as he would give them 3 slips of information and would vanish in the wind. Naruto getting up from his spot and then pretty much just dipping, with the other both Genin that were left behind just sitting there wondering what in the world Naruto did. Like, what happened? So from here, Sasuke just walked off and Sakura followed him like a puppy, leading to Sasuke running from an army of fangirls, with Sasuke not exactly having the best day, to say the least. Chapter 3. When Naruto appeared, he came out of the rift in space and he appeared in his apartment. He would relax for a little bit as he would eat lunch, and then he would look at the scrolls that his parents had given him. He would find a summoning jutsu and would memorize hand size as he threw them and disappeared into a thing of smoke, having reverse summoned himself to wherever. When Naruto opened his eyes, he noticed he was above the clouds on a floating island, one of many. He looked around and saw dragons of all kind, and a dragon flew up to him, saying, "Human, how did you get here?" The dragon sneered, showing its hate for humans, and suddenly, Naruto powered up his voice, changing it to be a little bit more demonic. "Don't lump me in with those weaklings. I can count the amount of humans I would spare on my hands if I killed everyone in the world that was human." Naruto sneered at the dragon, who grinned, saying, "I like you." The dragon said, grinning at Naruto, who would grin back. "Alright, so who are you?" "No, let me reframe that. Who and what are you?" the dragon said. But Naruto saying in his normal voice again, "It's improper to ask somebody something without introducing yourself first," making the dragon blush in embarrassment, saying, "My name's Ryu. I'm the son of the current dragon clan head," he said in a prideful voice. "Cool, my name's Naruto Uzumaki, Namikaze Otsutsuki. As what I am, I'm the Shinju," Naruto said, as if it wasn't a big deal, with the dragons being like, "What?" making the other dragons come flying up to see what was going on, him saying, "Prove it." as Ryu said to Naruto, who would grin and do some backflips, somehow flying, making everyone think, show off. His looks would then change to his real looks, and he was covered in a giant white orb, but not bright, but it was just a white orb as it would crack, showing Naruto in his 10-tailed fox form. He roared, making the orbs vanish, and Naruto smirked at them as he turned to show his tails, making them completely pale. Chubi-sama, a random dragon said, but was cut off by Naruto. Naruto then saying that to correct himself. Naruto-sama, what are you doing here then? The dragon asking Naruto, who said, oh, you see, I was bored of having nothing to do, and I just wanted a summoning contract since, like I said, my family did it, and I just reverse summoned myself and ended up here. The dragons all nodded and still wondered how he was flying in the form, and he noticed he had a giant version of Flat Truth Seeker Orb standing on it, making them sweat drop, but why did they care? They're lazy beings who love sleep and have nothing to do also. Alright, Naruto-sama, how about we go to see Timonet-sama? I'm sure she would like to meet you. Another dragon said to Naruto, whose body shrunk down to his hybrid form and landed on top of Ryu, and the truth-seeking balls turned into body, covering armor for him. Though for some reason, Naruto had an ice crown on his head, but didn't care. After 10 minutes of flying and tricks along the way, they landed at an island and went in. And when they went in, Naruto saw a majestic, beautiful blue dragon with light blue eyes that held a story within it. Then besides the blue dragon was a bigger red dragon, having 4 wings compared to everyone else. It was a red dragon. It had 4 legs, 3 claws on each, and razor sharp teeth, golden eyes, and it looked more active kind of dragon that would love doing tricks. Ryu, who's that human on your head? The blue dragon said with hate, making the others scared, thinking he would react bad, but had a smile. Kachan, this here is Naruto Uzumaki, Namikaze Otsutsuki. He is the Shinju, as well as a 10-tailed fox. He was bored and did the summoning jutsu ending up here. Ryu explained to his parents, who went wide-eyed, and the red one said, I see. Don't mind me asking this, but could you please prove what he says, Naruto-san? Naruto nodding as the dragons backed up, and Naruto landed on the floor, changing into his 10-tailed fox form as he would roar and send a white dome to crack and turn into nothingness, showing Naruto in his true form. This gigantic 10 tails with the Jubi's eyes and like truth-seeking orbs behind it with like a cloak, with all of the dragons just looking at him and saying, that's enough proof. Naruto would be like, yeah? As Naruto would lay down on the floor like a lazy vixen in his seal. Most dragon bowed to the primordial god fox when Naruto suddenly said, I also hate Honor Fix. They're annoying, beside a few of them and when necessary. Also, quit bowing, it's annoying. And relaxed again, the dragons would finally smile, saying, I see, you're just like the old Jubi, you know that? Anyway, Naruto-kun, my son said you came for a summoning contract, is that correct? Naruto nodding at Tiamat as she used her tail to bring out a summoning scroll and would hand it towards Naruto, who would return back into his human form and would anyway just sign the contract with his blood and pretty much have the clan dragon as his allies for any time that he would potentially want it. Tiamat telling Naruto, who would nod and finish writing off the scroll. Anyways, from here, he decides to go back to the normal world as he would realize that time here would actually go by a whole lot faster, leading Naruto to return to the normal world and realize that things kind of changed a little bit. It was now nighttime. Chapter 4. Naruto appeared at the training ground 7 and from behind a tree, I'm assuming this is a little time skip by the way guys, and from behind a tree, he would walk over to Kakashi as he would appear and Naruto used the Wind Shunshin, appearing in out of nowhere, running everyone over as he would hit Kakashi's hair. Now that we're all here, let's start the test. You've all read the paper, so let's go, Kakashi would say, as they all vanished into different ways. Sasuke ran into the forest to a tree where he could see Kakashi. Sakura would hide in a bush, which is dumb considering her hair color and her clothes, and Naruto just stared at Kakashi, who said, aren't you gonna hide? With him asking Naruto, with Naruto being like, what's the point? You're a Jonin, an elite Jonin in your case. You could pick a Genin off easily if you wanted. Kakashi, no Sharingan? copied over 1,000 jutsu with that implanted Sharingan. Student of To, Yondaime, Hokage Minato Namikaze, created an A-rank assassination jutsu, had cut lightning bolt with it easily, with one Maito guy as proof seeing it, a rank A Rab Ninja borderline S rank, but after leaving Anbu got super lazy and have not trained beside a couple spars with their eternal rival Maito guy. Need I go on? Kakashi would shook his head as he would look at Naruto, who would get into a stance and dash forward, punching Kakashi, who would block it, not expecting it to hurt, but he felt his bone crack a little from the punch. Getting serious, Kakashi would get into a stance and go into his taijutsu match with Naruto. Naruto would parry, block, dodge, and counter Kakashi's blows while attacking him, and Kakashi couldn't do nothing to hit him. Meanwhile, Sakura and Sasuke watched wide-eyed with different reactions. Sakura just believed that the Jonin was weak, having not heard Naruto talk earlier, and Sasuke, who had heard what Naruto say, would realize that Naruto is kind of strong. That power should not be in that dope's possession, and he's gonna make the dope give him his power. Not that it would work, of course. But from here, my, Kakashi would say, being like, impressive for an academy student. Now, onto jutsu, Kakashi saying, as he would later go on to reject this. Naruto held the ram seal and spewed white hit fire at Kakashi, who substituted with an almighty log, and Kakashi saw the log and lots of trees vanish easily and burn and even melt from the heat and intensity of the flames. You've heard of black flames, but not white flames. They're basically black flames but on crack. Anyways, Kakashi then dodged a bunch of earth spears trying to kill him, and he would barely dodge them with shadow clones throwing him out of the way, taking the attack for him, Kakashi running to the water as he would do a quick 40 plus hand seals and would do the water dragon jutsu, creating a large water dragon with yellow eyes as it would shoot at Naruto, whose eyes would change as he did the serpent sign and had a wood dome cover himself, Naruto shocking everyone. The Dobe had the first Hokage's jutsu. His eyes also seemed different, but no one could tell. Suddenly, a scarlet-covered Susanoo would cover Naruto, which blocked the fireball jutsu that Kakashi would shoot at Naruto, and it would grow and grow until it was half of an upper body and it would have a shield and was covered with some sort of strange armor. Naruto was standing at the bottom of it. And if you guys want a picture, just imagine Indra's Susanoo, but only the top half, built scarlet for the color. Like my Susanoo, the ultimate offense and defense. Naruto would say, oh, by the way, he would say like my Susanoo, the way he would say it, by the way. Anyways, I don't like the color that he picked. I'm gonna go with white, considering that the Ten Tails is white, his cloak is white. I'm gonna go with white for Susanoo instead. But anyways, Naruto would say arrogantly, nobody noticing that Naruto's eyes would change back to normal since he's using the eye on his forehead for this, since he doesn't really need to show his powers of it. And Kakashi would shoot an earth dragon at it, but the shield in its hand would shoot it back at Kakashi, doubling the power and the speed, leaving Kakashi to dodge it by the hair on his chinny chin. By the way, this thing doesn't say that, but I'm kind of improvising. Anyways though, what would end up happening is an explosion would go crazy, but it was made out of only dirt, and suddenly Naruto fell down to his knees, clutching his head as he would say, okay, 5,000 shadow clones being dispelled at once. Not a good idea. His Susanoo was gone now, and Naruto stood back up slowly. Kakashi charged at Naruto, hoping to knock him out before he could use Susanoo again, and right as he was about to punch him, Naruto suddenly regained his bearings and a black staff appeared in Naruto's hands, as it took the form of a bat, and Naruto smacked Kakashi away like a stone skipping on water, multiple times. Kakashi getting up slowly, only to see 6 black orbs floating behind Naruto like a halo, and it would see Naruto sit down in a meditation pose. The orbs then took a form of a dome around Naruto in the air as he floated up and protected him from everything, as a thing of ice would start growing above it, forming an eye, and the eye was wide open, staring down at Kakashi as it would continue following him, and it would completely copy his movements. Meanwhile, in the dome, Naruto was generating something for fun. He decided to mess around and remove the genjutsu around his body and show his true form from the forest. Except now he had a headband around his forehead to hide his third eye along with bandages covering. The orb then started to turn into black balls to show Naruto in his real looks, and everyone was very surprised. Like it, I got this move from someone called the Sage of Six Paths, so I call it Sage of Six Paths mode. Pretty cool, huh? Naruto said as he crushed the ice eye and ice crown that was made in his hand, and he would put it on his head, as he would smirk at Kakashi, and Kakashi would be in complete shock before getting ready, and he knew he deserved this beating for now, for being as helpful to Naruto as much as he could. Sasuke at this point would be fuming from the mouth with jealousy, as he was gonna be demanding how Naruto got this power. Sakura thinking something along the lines of, if her Sasuke's still the strongest, considering that the dope of the academy just pulled this off. Well, from here, Naruto would say, "Come at me, I'm waiting," with Naruto saying as one of the orbs would turn into a kunai, and Kakashi would draw two kunai charging at Naruto, who would see his movements with his Rinne Sharingan, and Kakashi would try to slash at Naruto, but the staff formed and blocked the attack without Naruto having to, due to their programming, which was to protect their wielder. Naruto smirked as he slashed at Kakashi, cutting his non-Sharingan eye, and then jumped back clutching it. Imagine the same scar on Kakashi's eye without the Sharingan. Naruto charged at Kakashi and attacked relentlessly, making many cuts in Kakashi in a second as he could, and Naruto then turned back into an orb as he then turned around and Kakashi sprayed blood. I haven't fought this hard since the war, Kakashi says, chuckling in pain. Naruto walking over to him and said, "Close your eyes, Kakashi." And from here, not wanting to be in more pain, he would do so. Naruto closing all of his wounds and healing him completely. With him being like, "Wait, both my eyes? My Sharingan, what did you..." Kakashi would ask as he noticed that Naruto was now looking like his father in his form. "Well, you see, I can edit DNA of someone, you could say, so I fix your body up. For your body, I used Uzumaki and Namikaze DNA since it's what I had on me since I'm me, and didn't work using your own, but that's boring. For your eyes, I used Uchiha DNA and from that eye of yours, making you part of Uchiha so you can use it, and also your Mangekyo Sharingan for short. I made it so you won't go blind from using it, and you now have Sharingan in both eyes. And due to your Uzumaki and Namikaze blood, you now have a whole lot more chakra. It's denser, and it'll take you a lot less time to form a single Sharingan that will constantly suck your chakra. That's not going to happen anymore." Pretty much just explaining to him that he leveled him up. Kakashi being completely wide-eyed as he would realize that he was now related to a sensei and his former best friend Obito. And not only that, but his sensei's wife, who was like a mother to him, and his sensei who was like a father. He just made his day. Also, you're now my Omni-chan. The bells got destroyed sometime during the fight, so it's a half pass. So you'll have to wait till we finish our C-rank mission to decide to keep this team. Naruto also said, making Kakashi wide-eyed as he tried to stand and only to sprint into a tree. Also, I should say, the Namikaze clan was known for being speed demons metaphorically, so enjoy that new speed, Naruto said with a smirk, as Kakashi kept running into trees but eventually made it back to Naruto while laughing like a child who just got his first phone, and it was the newest iPhone to release too. I'd have bet. Best gift I've ever seen. It's not like it's a gift giving day, Kakashi said as a timer would ring and Naruto just casually flew on one of the truth seeking orbs, which turned flat into a triangle, which Naruto would lay down and explain Kakashi's new powers. Now, from your Sharingan, you can use Kamui in both eyes. Your original side eye will use range Kamui to transport or remove stuff, and your other eye will let you phase through objects like you were a ghost. You also have the Susanoo, but yours is blue color, and a shuriken that can take things to your Kamui dimension, say a mountain if it's powered enough. Also, you can teleport somewhere with your Kamui since it's space-time jutsu. Now, to be bored again maybe, I can summon Ryu and do some tricks. Yeah, that sounds fun, Naruto explained and trailed off at the end, leaving Kakashi salivating at what he could do now. Anyway, since Naruto broke the bells, I shall decide that you pass. If we finish our C-rank mission, I'll decide if I still want to keep this thing. It's a good thing he did since you two suck at teamwork. which is required to pass. I mean, I said teamwork is the answer in the pamphlet. You just didn't pay attention, Kakashi said, and then I smiled. At least Naruto got it, Kakashi said, and started leaving to report it in 3 hours. Kakashi soon shinned out, and Naruto was about to follow suit till he sensed something and smirked and vanished in Shunshin into the forest, pushing a tiny bit of chakra to the ground, and a black ooze thing would appear from it. You're not mother, it said. Who is your mother? Naruto asked it, as it wondered who this being is and what power he possesses. My mother is Kaguya Otsutsuki, the mother of chakra. And Naruto pondered his brain for a minute there and said, oh, I know her, Shinju. Told me all about it with her memories, Naruto said, shocking the black being. Didn't her own son Hagoromo and Hamuro seal her in the moon and is still sealed there? Naruto asked, making the thing go wide-eyed, but it nodded. Alright, Zetsu, it supplied. Well, Zetsu, why do you wish to have your mother return? Naruto asked. So mother can bring peace to this world again, he would say. Naruto, who would look at him and nod, and he would say, okay, say she brings peace, right? But humans have a natural pull towards fighting and destruction. It won't work. Peace is impossible, especially with ninja. Naruto said as Zetsu nodded, but why do I care? I'm a primordial being who is the successor to the form of Shinju and the strongest primordial. Also, your mother didn't even get 1% of its power when she ate the fruit, Naruto said, shocking it. Meanwhile, I got 99% of it and made the power my own. 100%, Naruto finished. But I guess I can help you bring your mother back, but both you and she will serve me, Naruto said as Zetsu got scared and nodded. Alright, come with me. We're gonna go see your mother and possibly free her. With a grin, a portal opened as he stepped in and would be followed by a slightly grinning white Zetsu. When they got to the place, they were on the moon and would see a palace with a dude with no eyes as he would walk out, asking who might you be, he asked, with a smile on his face that was totally fake. Okay, I'm gonna cut to the chase and ask, tell me where Kaguya is, and if you don't, I'll kill you, how about that? Naruto asked, the dude shaking his head saying, sorry, that won't work. Naruto sighing and appeared behind him, knocking him out and taking his soul and memories. He would sigh and then say, even family was cruel sometimes. Alright, his name was Toneri Otsutsuki, and he planned to destroy the earth with the moon in a decade. Interesting. Anyway, I know where your mother is. Let's go. You might want to stick to my body where we're going, it might destroy it. Naruto advised Zetsu, who went into Naruto's body and was in his sleeve. Naruto then started walking Zetsu as he would be completely confused and he would say, we're going to her prison, come on. It's impossible to get there without actually knowing the exact detail. Not wanting to appear somewhere bad, Zetsu suddenly nodded as they would walk in and Zetsu would tell Naruto what he's done. And what Obito has done, and Naruto promised a smash killing bone for Obito later when he meets him on the battlefield. After a whole entire 4 hours they get there and they would finally go in. With him being like, what do you want, Toneri? Here to mock me again? Kaguya asked with her eyes closed laying down on a bed. Oh, sorry, I killed that prick, Naruto said, making Kaguya look up to see Naruto in his real looking form and would sense his power going completely wide-eyed. How did you get that power? She asked carefully, and he would say, oh, you see, the Shinju was a primordial god, the original and the last strongest one. You got less than 1% when you got your fruit. It had put above 99 in another fruit and I ate it a couple weeks ago. My own power would give itself more chakra in it of itself, and I would end up getting to 100%. So yeah, I'm now the Shinju, primordial god, and am your son, as he calls you. And Zetsu would be like, I'm your son. I was here to free you. With Naruto being like, yep, Zetsu was here to free you. Zetsu from here would go on to look at Kaguya, who would go completely wide-eyed, and Kaguya would ask what he plans to do now, with Naruto smiling as he would open the door, destroying it easily. Not shocking her, since when he said he was a primordial god, she realized he was powerful. No, you, my dear Kaguya, are now my personal maid, Naruto said to her, with her going completely wide-eyed, being like, what? She asked. Your personal maid. What do you mean? Naruto being like, I said, you're my personal maid. And I can't just leave you here with Zetsu this time, so no one can help you and all your attacks won't work on me, Naruto said. What happens to me if I agree to this deal? She would ask, a tiny blush on her. Naruto seeing it and smirking, causing him to increase a little bit. Anyways, well, you have to dress in a sexy maid outfit, and you have to do whatever I say. You get a free living place away from humans, and you get plenty of free time. Just have to clean the house and keep it clean. Food whenever you want. No others unless you wish it, and you become mine, Naruto said, with a lustful smirk at the end, making her blush completely. And she would ask, by mine do you mean? She asked with Naruto smirked, having heard her, and saying, yeah, I mean you become my lover. But I can't wait for a little if you want. Naruto said, her going completely wide-eyed, and him saying he would wait till she would accept him. And suddenly, she grabbed him and brought him into a kiss, which Naruto returned as they started a full-on passionate loving kiss and kept going until they would finally break apart mid-air, with Kaguya being like, best kiss ever, and Naruto being completely wide-eyed, being like, what? That doesn't make sense. You have 2 children. So you've never kissed a guy or female before? Naruto asked her as she would blush and say, you see, I use creation of all things to make those 2. Same with Zetsu here, but only one I considered my true child, you Zetsu. And Zetsu was happy. He had now had his mother back and a father, he guessed, since Naruto had given him a bit of tiny energy. Naruto then handed her a maid outfit, which she put on, stripping, showing him her full developed body, and he didn't even blush, but he did continue smirking at her, doing motions with his hands, showing pervy stuff, making her blush. She finished putting on the outfit and twirled, and it was a normal French outfit. However, it had long sleeves like her old outfit, and her hair was in 2 braids with blue ribbons. Imagine Grafia from High School DxD outfit, but with long sleeve like Kaguya's old outfit, and add the 6 tomoe on each side by the upper area by each arm. Her hair also covers her eye on her forehead, and Naruto would be like, might be hard to control myself. Naruto saying, making her completely blush, and Naruto being like, alright, well I guess we should go, marking over the Flying Thunder God formula that he would have finished continuing to learn after 2 weeks of just training. He then marks Zetsu with something and would say, alright, I've marked the both of you with my Thunder God Jutsu. Zetsu, go back, I gave you the power to use my rift in space to appear in the castle. Naruto said to Zetsu, who would thank him for it and leave. So what now, Naruto-sama? She asked with a smile on her face, and Naruto would say, well, if I didn't have a council meeting to attend to later, for me showing a bunch of stuff, I would stay here, bend you over, and... Hey, yo, I can't say that. He would basically say he would do this to her until he passes out, basically. But sadly, not all good things can happen. I'm assuming this What If is gonna be having a lot of those scenes, so y'all gonna be in for a little bit of a ride. Anyways, Naruto from here would crouch down, pick her up in bridal style, and would carry her to the bedroom, his new bedroom, for when he stays here. He laid her down on the bed and kissed her forehead, making her smile. He would then write a note and would tell her that he had to go and that he'll be back, and when he had some free time. He would then vanish and go into a strange rift. We continue off chapter 4. Naruto, after having opened a rift, would appear inside of a forest where he left and would head towards the direction of the Hokage Tower, just knowing that it would be a lot easier if he went there. And so when he walked in, the secretary smiled, having known him seeing as he was a ninja before. Here, for something, Naruto-chan. And she would ask him, yeah. Oh, I read that completely wrong. She'd be like, here for something, Naruto-chan? And Naruto would be like, yeah, I kind of just revealed some stuff during the True Genin exam, and I'm just wanting to know if the council is going to be throwing a hissy fit and summon me, so I'm honestly just waiting for it. She nodded, knowing how annoying the council can be, and would say, alright, go in. No one beside him, paperwork, and Anbu guards are left anyways, and she said that Naruto should be finding it really easy. Naruto would just smile, nod, and from here he would walk in, as he'd be like, Gigi. The Hokage looking up and be like, huh, Naruto-kun, here for something? He asked, wondering what it was. And Naruto would say, just waiting. Give it about 2 hours at most before the Anbu comes and says that the council is being called. Naruto said, as the Hokage nodded and asked, I see. I was just waiting before, having to send an Anbu to get you, and it's a lot easier this way, so you think you can tell me how you got your powers? I wanted to know. And from here, he'll be like, well, I'll reveal it to the council, even the civilian council, just to F with them. Naruto said as he gained an evil smirk that would make Orochimaru look like a pure angel that would go blind from pureness and die. Hiruzen smirked, knowing that he kind of needed that laugh, and from here, he'd be like, nay, Oji-chan, I'm wondering, why don't you act like a Kage, he asked, confusing the Hokage, who asked him to elaborate on what he meant. He said, you are like a woman, and the council is a man. If the council asked you to spread your legs and open and strip for them, and you do it, and if the council asked you to bend you over for a threesome, you would do it. You are the council's little B word. Evolve and become a man. Kuroa pair. Act like a Kage, Naruto said, making the Anbu females mad, but could see what he meant and were not mad at him, just didn't like how he said it. The males giggled perversely, causing the females to throw sharp kunai near their man parts, and the males would instantly shut up after seeing that. The aged Hokage turned beet red in multiple emotions, but he knew it was true. He had opened his legs to say so, and he promised himself to fix this immediately. And then, 5 minutes of silence, an Anbu arrived. Sir, the council is calling you, and Uzumaki Naruto, they said, and Hiruzen would just nod as he would dismiss the Anbu and head out. Naruto from here would leave the council room, and they would walk in as they would all sit down in their spots. Naruto would see Sasuke Uchiha sitting in his spot, but decided to sit in the Uzumaki chair, which also was the Namikaze chair, since the two clans had united. Damn boy, why are you sitting there? That's only for Uzumaki or Namikaze clan member, a random civilian said to Naruto, who looked at them like they were idiots, as did everyone else there, including a couple fellow civilians that weren't dumb. Wow, I just expected one of the stupidest thing today, man. I want to go back home now and okay, I'm gonna skip that part and claim her as all mine, Naruto said, as he would think at the end as at the end of his thought, bro would literally start leaking blood out of his nose in just a very, very 100% awesome anime moment. We all know what's going on here. But anyways, only a couple of people in the Ninja Council would notice his nosebleed, and they would realize that it's not a normal one, it's definitely a bit pervy. And now we're moving on to chapter 5, where Naruto's going to be having to deal with the council's BS and other things. Alright, now that he's done nosebleeding, Hiruzen said, what's Sasuke doing here? Naruto asked. What do you mean, Dobe? I'm the clan heir, Sasuke said. No you're not, a full Jonin or even Chunin yet, Naruto said, and then added, only a Jonin or above can be an official vote or power on the council. Sandaime Hokage is your official vote in the council, along with my 2 votes I can use, but that's later. Anyway, I don't care, just get to the point. I was about to get laid and you pricks had me come over here, Naruto said, glaring at the civilians with a ninja smirk on his face as Sasuke would glare at Naruto, and they would say, you showed powers of the Uchiha clan's Mangekyo Sharingan. How did you get this power, brat? A random, fat, snobby, and arrogant civilian said, glaring at Naruto. Naruto saying, why should I tell you? But I'll say it, cause Oji-chan wanted to know. Naruto said with a smirk. Anyway, in my rage at Mizuki, I had unlocked my eyes subconsciously. Somehow, I had turned them off and processed and proceeded to beat his ass with lots and lots of shadow clones. Naruto said with a smirk. I then trained them for 2 weeks and now I could use the powers that they gave me super easily, like I'd been using them for my whole life. And I mastered all the powers to the point where I could beat at least 10,000 shadow clones, spamming me with their powers all day, Naruto said with a cocky smirk, to infuriate the civilians in Sasuke, much to the amusement of the ninja, even Tianbu. Anyway, you should give your eyes to the Uchiha and power. He's an Uchiha elite, not you, she said, glaring at Naruto, who smirked. Sorry, not possible. Ask Hiashi here to look at the chakra needed sent to my eyes constantly, Naruto said, still smirking at Hiashi, who did and saw it and would be completely shocked. What the F? He's sending a Kage amount of chakra to his eyes right now and sending a bit more to keep it active, he said in shock. Everyone gasped at Naruto, smirking at their looks, and he would say, so good luck not killing the Uchiha or anyone else if you get my eyes. You would need an Uzumaki and a Jinchuriki to even use the eyes for 10 minutes at best for the strongest Uzumaki, but my certain DNA and a certain tenet, so I'm good. No one else is though. Anyways, I have a certain issue I need your help with, Hiyashi-san, Naruto said respectfully to Hisashi, making everyone surprised at his respect. You see, I need to talk to you and Oji-chan, help later in his office, alone, Naruto said, making them nod, as from here, Hiruzen would ask, anything else? And Sakura's civilian council mother would say, would yell and be like, yeah, he should teach Sasuke Uchiha his jutsu, and Naruto said, would say, why? They're my jutsu like you said, so why should I give him my jutsu? They're technically clan jutsu to my clan, Naruto asked, making her shut up. And from here, he would say, okay, this meeting's now over, Hiyashi-san would say, as from here, he would say, let's head to my office. And Hiruzen would say that as everybody would have walked out, and Naruto would stop with Danzo whispering into his ear, if any of your men come after me, I'll drop them at your front door in public. If you don't, I'll send you away to make a single bloodline of my choice when I pick. And Danzo certainly decided to keep his man off him. I read that completely wrong, y'all. Basically, Naruto goes up to Danzo's ear, threats him saying, you try me, I'm gonna kill you. And from here, he would just head out. Bro, that was such a badass move. Naruto straight went up to him and said, hey, yo, bro, you try something, I'm gonna kill you. Bro, that's just a top G move. Anyways, all right, what is it, Naruto-kun? Hiruzen asked. It's about Hiyashi's clan. I would like a restraining order on a certain member of your clan, Naruto asked, and Hiyashi asked, who would that be? He asked, your daughter, Hinata Hyuga. She's constantly spying on me. Like, almost whenever she can spy on me, she is. Constantly. It's annoying. I can't eat in peace. I can't sleep in peace. I can't relax. I can't train in peace. And she's annoying me constantly. It's so hard to deal with, Naruto said, and kept listing reasons, making them wide their eyes when proof is showed. Wow. Alright, Naruto-san, I shall have the restraining order issued when I get home, and make sure to inform my eldest daughter about it, he said with disappointment. Naruto nodded and said, also, no need for formalities. I hate them as much as the next person, but only when necessary. The two nodded and Hiyashi left home. Alright, Naruto-kun, I can tell you were not saying everything during the meeting, Hiruzen asked, and Naruto nodded. Yeah, which part do you want to know? Naruto asked. Well, your abilities, or at least a base of them. And also, what's this about being able to F someone? Hiruzen asked with a smirk, which Naruto had a pervy smirk and then got serious. Anyway, the eyes are a combination of the Sharingan and the Rinnegan, but more evolved on both parts. First, I can use gravity jutsu, 3 of them. First, I can push, pull, and make moons. That's how the current moon was made anyways. I can make my body into mechanical parts like an arm using a cannon from my back, and I can summon any animal I want if I do things certain. First, I can summon the King of Hell to extract info from people, and I can also make people tell the truth or they die. I can also take people's souls and can increase my base stats 4 times if needed. Say, speed. I can make clones which are invisible to all but Rinnegan eyes, and they can be like normal people. I can absorb all kinds of chakra, infinite amounts. I can see chakra like the Hyuga's eyes. And now, about the girl part, tell me what you know about Kaguya Otsutsuki, Naruto asked at the end to the shocked Hokage. She was a princess from a war general who brought peace for a time, till she ate a fruit which gave her chakra, and eventually went evil and wanted to kill everyone that controlled the Ten Tails, and would even go as far as to attack her sons, who eventually sealed her away. And he would ask, why? Well, you're sort of right. You see, Kaguya was a princess from another world of a war general. She was controlled by the will of her grandfather, who managed to be killed by the cost of her family from where she's from. She was sealed in the moons by her sons, thinking she was evil. During the time she was sealed in the moon, which is when it was created, I met her during my training on the moon, after defeating someone, and I even got a spy in the Akatsuki, and I became lovers and boyfriend and girlfriend with her. Well, yeah. Anyway, I was about to be able to bang her, but the stupid council. Hiruzen was shocked, but a thought popped up in his head. How did you get to the moon? He asked, as Naruto smirked and said like this, as a black portal opened up, and it would be the same one that he uses, and the moon was showing, well, it was showing the earth and not showing his place in the moon in case of anything that could have gone wrong. Like literally a portal appeared and you could just see the moon. Like that's so sick. Wow. That's very shocking, Naruto-kun. But how do you breathe up there? He asked. oh, there's a space-time seal that brings air there from a cave on the planet, so we can breathe up there through me and her since our abnormal chakra can breathe up there normally anyway. Naruto explained to his Oji-chan. Alright, and what's about this spy in the Akatsuki? He asked Naruto, who would curse himself. Fine. Before Kaguya was sealed, she made a being used creation of all things which can make things and bring them to life. The being as well, we have called him Zetsu. He was using the Akatsuki to bring Kaguya back so she can repent for what she did as her will. So he was going to call all the tailed beasts as a medium to recreate the 10 tails which all 9 tailed beasts were made by, and when they split them up. Then use it as a medium to return Kaguya back to life, and me, the truth, she's now my official and personal maid, Naruto said with a smirk. Hiruzen blushing like the pervert he is, as Naruto would show him a photo and he would fly sky high with a bloody nose, 10 minutes later getting up and saying, I see. Anyways, Naruto-kun, this is a lot to take in, so is she at your house? He asked confused, and he would say, you see, there was a dude named Toneri on the moon keeping her locked up. He planned to drop the moon on the planet, so I killed him with an attack to save everyone, and found and saved her using Toneri's memories to find her, and, well, you know, the rest. I can now use all of her Sharingan powers and everything that she has access to, even the Mangekyo powers, and I won't lose sight whatsoever. It isn't really that great, so I don't really use them that often, but Naruto would then look at him and be like, but the best part was Kaguya, with Hiruzen being like, bro, this is not fair. Like, Naruto literally got access to everything episode 1. Hiruzen fainting again for a different reason this time, and from here, he would rub at the nape of his neck being like, what am I gonna do with you, Naruto? As from here, Naruto would just close his eyes and pull a scroll out, handing it to Hiruzen, who would look completely confused, being like, you see, I like the moon. Since I want to live there, I'm giving you the scroll, so I will know if you write in it. It's basically something my dad started but never finished due to other stuff and the Nine Tails attack. Naruto added, Hiruzen nodding and rubbing his head for future headaches. Alright, Naruto-kun, go to the training grounds 7 tomorrow at 8 AM. Be there when Kakashi arrives for D rank and below. C rank and above, he's on time, and when he says, and whenever he tells you to do, just do it, Naruto. Hiruzen advises Naruto, who would thank him, leaving 3 books on his table, and he went back to the castle to snuggle with his Kaguya. Huh? What are these? Hiruzen wondered to himself as he looked at the books, and the first one would be Book, Quest of the Legendary 10 Tails and the Slayer of Woman. They were all titled this, but with 1, 2, and 3 on them. Hiruzen started reading them at the end of all 3 at the office was painted a fresh red, and he was rushed to the hospital for a blood transfusion. This happened multiple times as people started reading the books, and Naruto had them published under his true name, Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze Otsutsuki. He of course told the Hokage in a note just in case. They were sold to nearly everywhere in the elemental nations, and even Iwa, surprisingly. Every time he went to buy some food or other supplies that he needs, he had to change his looks just to move around. It'd be so annoying. Meanwhile, in the Hyuga mansion after Hiashi finished making the contract which Naruto had signed already, he went to his daughter's room and knocked and heard a "come in" and saw Hinata on her bed. He would then say, "So, Hinata, I hear you've been stalking a certain person around and neglecting your training, is that right?" Hiashi asked, his voice full of disappointment and even a bit of disgust. Yes, Oto-sama, she said, stuttering a bit. He sighed and held up the contract for her to read as she finished, and she saw that Naruto's signature was on it, and was beyond sad. Her Naruto-kun had signed it to stay away from her, with a bunch of listed reasons and more attached to a seal, with cases and dates and everything. Lots and lots. She cried, and Hiashi took the paper back and said, "You must stay at least 500 feet from him unless ordered by someone else to do something, and he has permission from the Hokage, or it is very possible not to make this happen. Also, you're not allowed to use your Byakugan to watch him," he added, a seal to make Dojutsu useless against him unless he wants it not to work. He would then be like, "Goodbye, Hinata," he would say with a very disappointed tone in his voice, and with her being just sad. Being upset, she would wonder why Naruto-kun did this to her, making them all sweat drop, and then the females would drool when they went back to watching Naruto, the males grinning at seeing their younger elder, or same age sisters drooling and made bets on who gets to be with them first, who tries something first, and then who gets their asses beat. Somewhere in Naruto's castle or palace on the moon, he sneezed sending his work and messed up on his newest book and started crying, knowing how his OG feels and his OG fellows Kages. He then started to pick them up and reorganize them this time, placing a paperweight down to keep them down. And chapter 6. Alright, Naruto woke up in the morning to Kaguya and him spooning their legs wrapped around each other and arms around each other and her face buried into his neck. He smiled and kissed her forehead as she woke up, and they took a shower, separately, for at least a little bit. And then she made breakfast for them. Naruto had to leave since it was 7:50 a.m. And when he was about to leave, Kaguya held him back with a small blush on her face, which made him wonder what she was going to say until she didn't say anything, but did something. She pulled him in and tiptoed. He's taller now too, kissing him on the lips, and he would hold her arms around her neck. And from here, he would put his arms around her. No, she would put her arms around his neck and he would put his arms on her waist, right? He would kiss him and they basically just like say bye in a way the couples do. And from here, he would open a portal, making his way straight towards my boy Kakashi, right? From here, Zetsu ends up pretty much appearing, and out of nowhere, he ends up pretty much giving him a couple of scrolls that would pretty much have some information for him. And then suddenly we would have Naruto appearing on the actual place where he was about to arrive, as he would see Kakashi and Sakura, who would both be yelling at him, and Sasuke, who would be trying to act indifferent. He then jumped over them with a basic water shunshin and soaked Sasuke a little. Good. Now that that's over with, Naruto, let's talk, Kakashi said. First, this team is unofficial till I decided, if not, to keep you after our first C rank. You will listen to my orders, and I'm not going to be tolerating insubordination. Now, Naruto, why were you late? Kakashi asked. Naruto came up with a half lie. You see, I was writing since I still had time after getting ready, and I sneezed somehow, accidentally using a Winjutsu blowing my papers around the house. Since I forgot to close my door, and it took forever to get all the papers since they were scattered all around the house. I also needed to reorganize them, and when I was walking through town, everyone kept asking me to sign books, and I signed the ones who did and had to buy a new pen since I ran out of ink and had to escape, so I had to dip into an alley and arrived here. Then I used a shunshin. True fact. Asked that what's her name, Yuigo woman? Purple hair in the Anbu? I signed her book, Naruto said, with even proof to back it up, till he added, also, forgot to mention, I live on the moon. Got to jump all the way here, you know. Do you realize how long it takes to get here from the moon? Naruto asked with a straight face, making them want to believe him, and then added proof. Ask Sandaime Hokage. Oji-chan, he's been shown, Naruto said, making them yell in their heads. But Kakashi was holding a book to Naruto's face. It was his first released book. Its cover was a man with 10 tails behind him and 2 ears on his head. He had a long red hair and eyes the color of the sea, with slits. He was wearing some normal Jonin clothes, and he was sitting on top of a rock and a one-tailed fox in his lap, smiling as he scratched its ear, and he held a katana on his shoulder. It was a blood red with a black guard and a black handle with white wrappings. The blade had a black and 10-tailed wolf, and the fox which had 5 wolf tails and 5 fox tails. He sighed and signed it, and he was surprised it was one of the gold editions sold. Wow, Kakashi, I didn't know you got my single sold all over the elemental nations. Gold one in each major village, and one in the Iron Country, Naruto said, smirking. Kakashi had one of the 6 golden books. He was so dead when people know. How was it different? Well, it had a golden area edge around it, like a box, and it had oh, sorry, I hit my mic. And it had 2 chapters in it on a certain area on the book next to him, saying that he's going to be getting lucky and a couple of spoils with it. Yosh, must hide the book then, he said as he shoved the book back into his pouch and brought out another version. He does wonder how Kakashi did that. Only one book should fit in that pouch. He would have Zetsu figure this out later, but for now, he would have to deal with the Banshee and emo Duckbutt, making Zetsu laugh since he could read the mind of a person he was connected to. In a sense, he's connected to Naruto. Now, let's do some D rank missions, Kakashi said, getting Sasuke and Sakura excited, while Naruto swooped with a shadow clone, and instantly, as soon as he heard a D rank mission. And I said swoop, but I really should have meant swapped. He swapped out instantly and they didn't even notice. And so, what would end up happening is that Naruto would end up making his way back to the moon, as he and Kaguya haven't exactly done the deed yet, but he can feel it soon to be happening. He and Kaguya just want it to happen naturally, I guess. I mean, I am saving myself a little bit of no monetization, if you know what I'm saying. So I'm just gonna try to skip that part. Anyways, so it's been a month of D ranks. Kakashi has not really taught the team anything, only Sasuke in private. And Naruto doesn't care that he's the strongest. Naruto doesn't care since he's the strongest everywhere. Sakura is just a weak fangirl who expects someone to save her whenever she's in danger. And Sasuke still hasn't activated his Sharingan since Naruto put a seal preventing it from activating. But something really surprising happened. Naruto got a second summoning contract too, the snakes. Now, how might this have happened? Well, let's go back in time about 3 weeks in. Flashback. Naruto had woken up and did his morning makeout with Kaguya, and then showered as he would eat breakfast and head out. While he was sitting in the field, he was practicing his senjutsu, since he is literally made of it. And I mean, if anyone else tries to steal him or take his chakra, they will turn to stone since he's literally made of senjutsu. He will turn them into stone since he has so much and it's complicated in his human form, that to make his attacks a lot more deadlier. Let's see. Maybe, yeah, let's try that. Zetsu, can you make 50 clones come here with white ones? Naruto asked Zetsu, who didn't reply, and 50 white Zetsus appeared and charged at Naruto, who pointed his finger at them, and a green and black circle, as he would say, settle, and fired, obliterating them, making Naruto smirk and then sense something. You can come out now, Naruto said, and a blush moved a little before a 15-foot snake came out, and it had white scales with red streaks and had yellow slitted eyes. From here, Naruto would be like, huh? What's a snake summon doing here? I don't think I've done anything to Orochimaru, I think, Naruto said. When he saw Orochimaru's name, the snake let out a little ki, surprising him. We snakes broke our contract with that man. He has not been a good summoner and gave us a bad name, it said to Naruto, who nodded and asked, so what do you want? Me to be your summoner? Naruto asked, as he would nod and said, well, yes, it confessed. I see. Come with me then. I need to talk to my current summons and if they'll allow it, since in a sense, you snakes are dragons without wings or feet, Naruto pointed out, and the snake nodded at that, and Naruto opened a portal to the dragon summons, and the snake went through with him. When they got there, they arrived at an area right next to home of Taimat and Akai, and he went in there with the snake following him. Naruto-sama, you're back, Taimat said to Naruto, who nodded. Yeah. You see, I met a snake who wanted to be their summoner, but I wanted to ask you and Akai if that's alright since I'm technically your summoner. Naruto explained to them the situation, and they smiled at him, glad that he wouldn't just do stuff like that without asking them, saying that it's fine, that they're fine with it, that the snakes used to be a part of their clan, but they started moving on the flying island soon, and it wasn't good for them since they couldn't really fly. So they set up here and left that cave secret from everyone, so sure, sign the contract. Being a snake signing can help you with those traveling rights, Akai said, and suggested at the end as Naruto would nod after that and would smile. He did just that and signed it, and he went back to it wherever it came from. Alright, I have to go back. I have a C-rank mission, and I doubt anyone could touch my shadow clone anyway, but I don't trust it not to dispel after hearing the Haruno's voice. Goddamn Banshee, Naruto said, getting pity glances from everyone, knowing how painful it could be being a pain in your ears all the time, especially with how sensitive they are. He was about to leave, but he was hugged by a purple and black blur. He turned around to see a small girl on his back, wearing weird clothing. He looked at the leaders of the Dragon Clan, wondering who the bloody hell this was, and they would say, you see, this is our daughter. Her name is Ophis, and she has taken the last name of Ouroboros. She's able to shapeshift, and has an infinite amount of power at her disposal, much like you do, but she seems to feel she needs to be in this form. So, Ophis, honey, what are you doing to Naruto there? Maybe found your mate early? Taimat said with a smirk on her face, and Ophis would have a tiny blush on her face, and a small smile as she would then begin to smell and rub herself on his cheek. Naruto just meanwhile let her do what she was doing, and he would say, anyways, Ophis, I have to go. Can you get down, please? Naruto asked her as she would shake her head and would get down with a slight happy/sad voice that only her parents and brother noticed really. No, my Oni-chan, Me stay with Oni-chan, she said in a very sure voice that she wanted this. And Naruto looked at the two dragons asking for help, as they would smirk and would make Naruto wonder why. They would then say, Naruto-sama, do you think you can maybe take my youngest daughter with you, please? She has only been to the human world a couple of times and only has a basic understanding of everything, so if you could take her for us, it'd be a very big deal. From here, Naruto would be like, alright, if I'm gonna take you, you need to follow a couple of rules, alright? First, don't kill anyone unless I say you're allowed to, because it could cause some issues. Also, if I order you to do something, you need to do it, and you must not listen to anyone but me. Oh, and finally, you must use nicknames for everyone else besides me and your family, he said, with a bowed smirk that made everyone else smirk too. But Office was confused, but nodded anyways. Alright, Oni-chan, I'll follow them, with her voice tone slightly more happy with being allowed to go. Naruto crouched down and Ude jumped on his back and relaxed again. Got comfy and Naruto and Office waved and left. Sorry for not being... Oh, that's an author's note. Not going to read that. Next part, chapter 8. Oh, this one looks like a short one. Whew. Naruto and Office walked through a portal and Naruto started walking with her on his back. He did manage to go to a town somewhere else and buy her some clothes that aren't her normal ones. She now wears a black dress and she added on some purple markings to it of the infinity symbol and the Uzumaki symbol to honor her big brother. They then went back to the village and Naruto suddenly felt his clone kill itself due to Sakura's yelling. He sighed and shunshined over there and saw Sakura Banshee yelling, and he would shut Sakura up immediately, being like, Sakura, shut up, you're annoying. Your Banshee yelling made my clone and another 70,000 clones pop from the memory. Thanks a lot, Banshee. I was thinking about using my clones to help us with these chores, but not anymore. Hear that, Sasuke? You can blame Sakura for it. Also, screech one more time and I'm gonna have my self-proclaimed younger sister here shut you up permanently, he said as Office popped her head up and Kakashi instantly next to them. Haha, that's cute. Naruto, you brought your pseudo younger sister. Where did you find her? He asked as he patted her head and added Kakashi to the list to save if she hits the fan. Naruto, having knowing what's going through her mind, chuckled a tiny bit quietly. And Kakashi smiled, glad that his sensei's son was happy too. Naruto gave Office a piece of candy and she took it and started sucking on the sucker that her big brother gave her. And he silently chuckled. He swears he heard an awe at how cute Office was coming out from, Kakashi. And from here, maybe, the nine-tailed Kitsune was a female. He doesn't know since he was not there at the time, and having his pseudo body would split was being so draining. And only using instinct caused it to be more powerful as it would go and be gone. Oh well, he won't know till later. Anyway, let's report back into Hiruzen. From here, they go towards the place, they report to the Hokage, and then they finally start making their way toward their C-rank mission. From here, the Hokage would look at them and be like, mission complete, all the weeds were destroyed, and then they would be like, yeah, they did it all. And from here, what pretty much ends up happening after this is say, alright Kakashi, as you requested, a C-rank mission, and I'm going to be giving you one. An escort one. You were to escort a bridge builder to the wave for him to build his bridge. Mouse, please go get Tazuna-san, Hiruzen said, and asked the mouse Anbu who would nod and vanish. Also, quickly warning Naruto, as Office and you two would need to cover your nose by removing all of the chakra and make it not work. And breath through your mouth. And breathe through your mouth. I'm literally so dumb, bro. I really said breath. Breathe through your mouth. He advised and they did. Naruto doesn't need to breathe, but he did it anyways. And in walked an old drunken man. Naruto planning to murder someone. This is what I get? A scarecrow who looks like he means business? Seriously? A duckbutt who looks like he broods and flexes in the mirror and wears makeup when home alone? And a pig banshee who screeches over everything that doesn't go her way she wants and is spoiled? He thinks that he just got the best squad ever, he would say out loud, with everybody there just looking at him and kind of glaring at him. But it would be at this point that Hiruzen would kind of begin trying to shut him up, and from here Hiruzen would be like, sorry about him, but he's a little bit on the other side. From here he would point out Naruto's little friend, and Naruto would say, sorry, but me and her, we're not exactly blood related. And that is my little sister, but not really. From here, he would look at Tazuna who would nod, and everyone would watch shocked as Naruto would show that he can destroy matter like it was nothing. Alright, I can definitely stop drinking if you can protect me and that scarecrow. And Naruto smiled at what Tazuna had said and would leave, after Kakashi would say to meet at the North Gate at 8 AM tomorrow. Naruto vanished to the Moon Castle and introduced Kaguya to Office. To say, Office had an older sister figure, and now it would be at an understatement since Kaguya is Naruto's lover. She became technically an elder sister. Office logic, but who cares? Anyways, Office had to ask for help, and Kaguya doesn't hesitate to get her maid outfit and introduce her to working at the castle. Yep, that's looking like what's gonna happen. And anyways, the very next day would finally come around, and eventually Naruto would find himself at the bridge, with Kakashi saying, "Let's get going." Almost immediately as soon as the trip starts, Sakura would start trying to make conversation easily. And from here she would be like, "Hey Tazuna, do you guys have any ninja back in the Wave Village?" And Tazuna would say, "No Sakura, we don't have any ninja. You see, there's minor villages that train ninjas sometimes, but officially there is the Hidden Leaf Village, the Hidden Lightning Village, the Hidden Rock Village, and the Hidden Mist Village, and the village hidden in the sand. Each village is led by a Kage who is in charge, and each one is the most important person in the village. And in charge, they have the utmost control of the village if they wished it. But it would be hard for one person to control a whole village, so a council is formed to advise the Kage of the village, and our leader Hiruzen has lived through a lot of wars since he's led us through 2 of them. And even have been the one who trained the 3 legendary Sannin, and he's still one of the strongest people in the world and is more than capable of fighting a Kage type level fight," Kakashi said, making Sasuke and Sakura think that the old man is really that important. And Kakashi, as if reading their minds, would say, "You really just doubted Lord Hokage, didn't you?" He would say, glaring at them as they would shake their heads, sweating. A couple of hours later passed, and eventually they would pass a puddle. They all noticed, besides Sasuke and Sakura, and even Tazuna would notice a puzzle, saying, "Wait, something's wrong." And Naruto, not wanting to deal with rats, grabbed a kunai and wrapped a couple tags around it and threw it at the puddle, as it first made lightning shock, the puddle showing the Demon Brothers C-rank rogue ninja from the Hidden Mist, and the other tag went off and exploded them, as the third tag went off tying them to the tree, as Naruto smirked proudly at his invention. Okay, what? Naruto, not wanting to deal with the rats, grabbed a kunai and wrapped a couple of tags around it, and threw it at the puddle as it first made the lightning shock the puddle, showing the Demon Brothers. Okay, and then it exploded, and then another tag went off tying. Okay, I don't know why that confused me so much, but it did. Anyways though, continuing on, Kakashi patted Naruto's back proudly and would say, "Good job, Naruto." He didn't even need to do anything now. And he would then be like, "Just give me 2 minutes while I interrogate them." He then would be like, "They're gonna start speaking freely soon." He would lift his headband, showing off his Sharingan to the Demon Brothers, as Naruto and Office and Kaguya would watch, and Naruto would merely smile, as he would watch him break their mental defenses, and they would immediately start talking. After 1 minute and 25 seconds exactly, they started talking. And from here, he'll say, "Alright, why did you guys come here?" And they would say that we came here with Master Zabuza Momoichi, that they were hired by Gato, yes, Gato, and his orders were to assassinate the bridge builder and the ninja with them. They both said, saying with terror in their voices. Kakashi nodded and gestured Naruto over and said, "Alright Naruto, kill them. I want it clean and simple," Kakashi ordered, as Naruto lifted his hand and a wind blade formed in his hand as he cut the 2 brothers' heads off and pocketed their loot for anything remotely decent. After he was done, he sealed the heads away and shot 2 ash-killing bones at their bodies and kicked the bodies, destroying them, as Kakashi nodded proudly while Sakura was green and yelled, "Naruto, how could you do that?" And Naruto said in a matter-of-fact tone, "Listen here, Banshee, I won't say this again. We're ninjas. We take orders from the higher-ups. I mean, the only 2 people that I listen to are these 2, but that's if I want. But still, like they say, if they ask you to jump high, jump high. Do what they say or they'll kill you. And don't hesitate to follow Kakashi's orders. He would say, "We're cold-blooded killers. We do this as a living. If you can't handle it, then stop being a ninja and leave the program. We all know you're here because of Sasuke, so either get your shit together or die sooner rather than later, because I'm done with your shit. I'm done dealing with you, and if anything happens with you, you better deal with the consequences for yourself. Don't blame me for anything. I'm just gonna be sitting there eating a tray of popcorn the second you get into danger." And from here, he would put the scroll in his pouch and seal it away, starting to talk to Tazuna and Kakashi, as Sakura would just sit there turning to Sasuke and would be like, why would he say that? But Sakura would turn more green and Sasuke would be like kind of green because obviously he wants to throw up at what he saw, but he knows that he can't be feeling like that, knowing that he needs to kill his older brother Itachi someday, so he needs to get over killing, right? And so we jump over to chapter 10. Alright, everyone apparently in the wave is under control of a man named Gato and wants to kill Tazuna-san here for making a bridge to help save the wave from his tyranny. Anything to say, Tazuna-san? Kakashi asked Tazuna, who had started sweating but started to explain everything to them. So, we have a boss man who was a tyrant ruling your home country and making our lives shitty. You're trying to make a bridge to save everyone and want protection against anything Gato might hire, right? Naruto asked, with Tazuna nodding his head yes, and he would say, I'd personally like to help, but it's up to my Genin team though. We're asking for backup just in case we do go on. Kakashi asked / ordered / said. I might go unlock my Sharingan, Sasuke said. I'll go. And Sakura would say yes, just agreeing with Sasuke, saying that, Sasuke would save her if anything bad happens, and she has nothing better to do. And from here, Naruto would say he could just try out his new jutsus, in glee at the idea of his new lightning jutsu, as Kakashi would simply chuckle. Alright, guess we're continuing. I'll get back up soon. Let's set up a camp over here, Kakashi said, as everyone followed him to the area where they set camp up. Kakashi then wrote a message and was about to summon, but Naruto said he got it, and summoned a smaller dragon. Naruto-sama, you require my services? The dragon asked and Naruto nodded. Yeah, what's your name, Hatching? Naruto asked and the dragon said proudly, Rayquaza, that's my name. And Naruto rubbed his head as he made a satisfying sound from it and would say, anyway, Rayquaza, can you take this message for me to the Hokage in the Leaf Village? That way, he's in the loop about what's going on. And from here, the dragon would look at Naruto, be like, okay, sure, and he would fly off in a green blur. As from here, Kakashi would be like, when did you get the dragon contract? They hate humans, Kakashi asked. Naruto saying that he simply talked with them with his talk no jutsu, and he got them to let him sign their contract. Naruto stood with a proud smile on his face. Kakashi and Tazuna would both chuckle, and Sasuke would say that he demands him that they let him sign it. And Naruto simply summoned the Elder Dragon behind him and asked Elder-chan if he wants that emo duck butt to be his summoner. And the dragon sniffled at Sasuke as he would stare into his eyes and say with disgust, no, Naruto, no way his soul, no way. His soul is so full of darkness. I swear someone says power and follow me, he would in a heartbeat. No one like that, let alone a human beside you, can be our summoner. You're the only one. Also, hello Ophis, Kaguya. Well, I gotta go. You know how Red gets when his dinner gets cold. The dragon said while looking at Ophis, who waved at the bunny and smiled, and the dragon would poof away. There's your answer, Emo. Now, creation of all things, Naruto said, and then a nice tent appeared in front of them as Naruto and Kakashi went inside, and a second later they went wide-eyed. How the hell did he end up in a castle? Kakashi-sensei, did you go in the tent? Naruto asked Kakashi, who was shell-shocked but nodded at being in a castle. On the moon. Oh yeah, this is my true home. So let me know if you like it. I don't really have a lot of windows, but if you want to leave, the door's right there. Also, again, jutsu's used on the tents, so nobody noticed we were gone, so don't worry. Naruto said, and then left to go make dinner. Sadly, he didn't get to make dinner because Kaguya already made it, just in case, so he doesn't blow up the kitchen again. Kakashi-sensei, come on in. Kaguya Hime made dinner. Naruto said to Kakashi, who was around and ran at the smell after finding it. He would sit down in a chair and quickly they would all say a quick prayer. I like that. Yes sir, we like that. And they would then go on to eat dinner. So Naruto, how did we get here in the first place? Kakashi asked. Naruto explaining that he used a couple of seals with his Genjutsu, and so that's how they got here. They end up having a nice little dinner, and from here, they end up pretty much getting out of there. Oh, next part. Chapter 11. Following this, they end up making their way outside as Naruto would realize that their backup team arrived, and Kakashi would be like, let's continue. From here, Naruto would ask what's the plan, and Guy would be like, yeah, what is the plan, Kakashi? As he would say, alright, here's what we're gonna do. Tazuna will be in the middle, me in the front, Neji can be in the sides, as well as Sasuke, seeing as they both should theoretically have the jutsus, and in the middle should be Naruto protecting Tazuna, since he's probably the strongest. Now remember, we have at least one confirmed enemy, Zabuza Momochi, and his apprentice who is disguised as a hunter nin if they try. So if we can, let's just overpower Zabuza and get this over with. From here, they would go on to basically look towards the direction of Neji, as his bloodline would activate it and get ready. Naruto activated his Shinju eyes and would see both targets, smirking inside waiting for this to happen. Naruto placed Kaguya on his head, ready for a fight. Not really though, he would just use Kamui to never get hit. And from here, Naruto would end up pretty much going towards the direction of Zabuza as a giant sword came flying at the direction of the team. Naruto just stared at the giant sword as it phased through him, and he looked at the man standing on it. No eyebrows. Hey, dude, overcompensating for something. You're facing the wrong way, idiot, Naruto said as everyone gawked at what he said. What you say, brat? Zabuza demanded. Ugh. You're an eyebrowless man who's overcompensating for something with that giant sword there, Naruto said, laughing as Zabuza tried to punch Naruto, which only phased through him. Looks like No Brows is a bit touchy about his tic-tac, my eyes see everything, Naruto said, laughing as all the men laughed while the girls made a disgusted face while Sakura cracked a tiny smirk. You're not bad, brat, but your teammate, the emo and the banshee don't seem that good. They seem like they ain't even got their first kill, Zabuza said, and Naruto nodded on a branch. Naruto, a good boy, he had his first kill already at a young age. Emo boy and banshee ear killer, pink-haired one, meaning turned green at a simple decapitation, Naruto said, using a childlike voice similar to a certain Uchiha Obito who would do behind a mask. And from here, we would have Zabuza say, Naruto, is it? I'll be sure to remember you. As from here, he would took off onto the water, and Kakashi would follow as he would lift his headband showing his normal eye, which then turned into a Sharingan, surprising many people, as Guy would say he'll simply be here to protect everyone. Everyone, protect the bridge builder. Naruto, do what you want, Kakashi said as he got in a fight with Zabuza. Canon fight, the fight would go canon except for Kakashi, who would get trapped in the water prison. He would be released by Naruto as soon as he would appear and would slash a black staff on Zabuza's chakra, disrupting it for a few seconds, releasing the jutsu, and Naruto would vanish as Kakashi would pretty much end up passing out since his chakra levels are like not exactly that high. But basically what happens after this is the hunter nin would came in, and Naruto would say that he'll chase them with a technique of his. He would go into the ground and follow them using a Shinju eye, which made it easy and found their base. After scanning their memories, he went into a trees and he would merge with it, soon appearing behind with a group who were taking a small break. Naruto forming on the ground, simply saying, I found it, Naruto said simply, as Naruto started walking towards the group as they would get back into formation, and Naruto, not even using his dojutsu, even having his eyes closed, would use his sensory abilities to pretty much end up finding out their house. They would go into sleep, or at least it looks like a clone would do, and Ovis would be on it. The real Naruto and Kaguya went to the castle on the moon, and Lemon incoming? Okay. So basically what it seems that's happening right here is that they were fighting and Kaguya was like, hey Naruto, come over here. So Naruto switched out with the clone and they just started cooking dinner, you know what I mean? Like just know that Kaguya says, Naruto, take me. Naruto, I'm not gonna finish that sentence. Just know though, y'all. Just know. That's all y'all gotta know. Anyways, we're gonna switch that and then we're gonna go all the way back towards the direction of where they're actually at, right? Now, when Naruto ends up arriving back, Naruto would end up arriving when when they would actually make it towards the bridge and Gato would be back. So Naruto would have had his shadow clone be with the squad for such a long time, and he would finally end up pulling up at the end, shooting his bones that can turn everybody to ash just at all of these villains as, you know, they just disintegrate, obviously. And then Naruto walks over towards the direction of Gato and says, Gato, I'll let you live if you sign these papers here. Naruto said as Gato nodded and signed the papers as Naruto freed one of his arms and then removed all the rods as they turned into balls and floated behind Naruto like a halo, along with the others from earlier. The clones would poof already, and he would say, I said I'd let you live. Never said anything about anyone else, Naruto said as the gleam in his eyes was visible, and he chuckled Gato he chucked Gato to the villagers who dragged him into town and tortured him and then cut off his head. Hey Naruto, what did Gato sign? Kakashi asked as Naruto held the papers to Kakashi's eyes, and from here he would say, no way you made him give everything he owned to you and his company too. Wow, I've never been proud of my younger brother this much. Kakashi said, straight anime crying. First massacre. I'm so proud. Crying anime tears as everybody would sweat drop. And from here, we would have a scene between all of them just being like, okay, what are we going to do about those two over there? Naruto asked, pointing to Haku and Zabuza, who both did a very good job of tiring everyone out. Naruto would be like, we're going to bury them. They were only trying to help the Mist rebels and only said it was his deathbed and tried a true hero. So we plan to bury them, Neji explained as Naruto nodded and then threw a blast of water, cleaning all of the blood off of the bridge. They dug the graves on a slight hill over, seeing the sun, and left Haku's mask and Zabuza's sword on each grave. They all left but never saw the spirit of the two, as they would ascend to the sky with a white angel. And from here, they would end up making their way towards the direction of the village, already completing this next thing. But on their way there, they end up actually finding out once they return to the village that Naruto is on the bingo book. Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze Otsutsuki, believed to be around 15 to 16, birthday October 10, mid-S rank ninja, and that his jutsus are that of the Rinnegan Susanoo, orbs that make it impossible for a person to move, water jutsu big enough to clean a giant amount of blood easily, he can use water, lightning, fire, and they would basically just put a bunch of random facts about him, with his dad and mother being put on it as well. By the way guys, water break. I hit different. Anyways, and then they would end up putting the currency amount if he was to be brought alive. 300 million Iwa alive, 350 million Kumo alive, 250 Oto alive. I don't know what that means. But anyways, he would basically say, okay, I know Iwa and Kumo got this, but what did I do to piss off Orochimaru to give me a bounty? Probably just wants my Rinnegan. Naruto said as everyone stared at him in shock as he read the book entry. I see. You're free to go, Naruto-kun. Your team has the week off, so train on your own for now. And you better train hard to get that SS rank, you know? Hiruzen said with a chuckle as Naruto nodded and left as a black portal opened and Naruto walked in it as it would close. A whole week, huh? Kaguya, you think you could handle a whole week? As Naruto asked as the bunny on his head smirked and nodded as Naruto left Office in a room and headed to himself and Kaguya's room for an entire week of just straight studying, you know what I mean? They just started really talking about their emotions, their feelings, you know, they were getting down, just know. But anyways, jumping on to the next chapter, chapter 12. I'm not going to be covering none of that weird stuff, by the way. So in case you guys are like, come on, Zither, cover it right now, scratching at your neck, straight fiending for me to talk about it, I'm not doing it, all right? So you can click off now if that's what you were waiting for. But anyways, Naruto woke up with a yawn and would stretch as all of his bones would feel nice. Like Naruto wake up feeling that satisfaction of after studying, you know what I mean? Because after you study, you just know that, you know, you got it all out of the way. So Naruto woke up and yeah. But anyways, after a little while, Kaguya would make breakfast and Naruto would sense the scroll he gave to the Kokage written in, and he would open it going completely wide-eyed, saying that he'd be back in a little while as he appeared in a yellow flash to Hiruzen's office, completely ready to go. Anyways, I see you got the message, Hiruzen asked, though it really wasn't a question, more of a statement. Naruto nodded, and from here he would say, yeah, anyways, once the others get here we can start everything and explain it all. Hiruzen said, and Naruto nodded and closed his eyes to relax for now. 10 minutes later, Kakashi, Guy, Kurenai, and Asuma arrived. Hokage-sama, why is Naruto-kun also here? Guy asked, and Hiruzen said, there's a reason, but it will be explained soon. They all nodded as they stood serious in front of the Hokage, and he would say, anyway, this mission is most likely S rank. We detected maybe higher. You 5 are to go to it. The location is on the edge of our borders. I want you to go look for it and see what it is. There is 2 sources though. Also, if possible, I want you to capture them. The old man ordered as everyone saluted the professor, and they then got the exact location more or less. When they got close, they walked in on guard, even Naruto, and they walked even closer when an arrow flew through Naruto's shoulder but didn't cause him any injury at all, surprising everyone but Kakashi. They all looked where the arrow came from and saw 3 people. One had red hair and a violet and violet, making everyone gasp realizing who it is. The next one is female, with an auburn color hair and silver breathtaking eyes. And the last one has brown eyes and black brown hair, and looked beautiful, almost the same level as the silver-eyed one. Who are you, man? The silver-eyed goddess demanded, and everyone beside Naruto didn't understand them. Anyone understand them? Kurenai asked, and Naruto said he did and walked over to them, more specifically, the redhead. Don't come closer, man, the brown-eyed one said, even though she had a feeling they couldn't understand what they were saying. Mother? Naruto spoke in their language, shocking them. He could understand them. Identify thyself, man, the brown-eyed one said, and Naruto looked at the 2 females and said, my name is Naruto Uzumaki, a primordial being. I think you guys are from the Greek world I made. I think. I went by Chaos then. Now, it's Naruto. In this world, that is, my mother, when this body was born, it came from her and another male who was my father from this world. Sadly, the chance of having parents vanished when a madman using a giant monster would end up killing both of them. But anyways, my father would seal a demon inside of me using the Shinigami, and from here, the Shinto world that you guys know would have been created. And then he would say to them that their names are Artemis and Zoe, the goddess of the hunt and moon, and more, and her most loyalist hunter. She has all the years of having a hunter, he said with a small smile, as the 2 would be like, wait, you're Chaos, the first being, maker of the universe, the strongest unmatched in, well, everything? Artemis asked for clarification, and Naruto nodded. Well, my man, hating universe, hoping friends, I will say this, you're stuck here since I won't make the hop back over and back since I made rules, but say you suddenly drop a list of Greeks. I might drop them off here on this world, he said with a wink, while picking up his mother, a single tear down his right eye. Both girls smiled thankfully, and Naruto said, do you 2 wish to live within my old house? It's basically a mansion. I prefer living on the moon. And he said it super casual, making them sweat drop. Lord Chaos, is you? Do you think it would be possible to live with you? We don't feel safe in this new place where I can sense energy from almost anyone. Artemis asked, and Naruto nodded and said, oh, of course. Also, in this world, everything is based off Japanese basically. I'll help you both and whoever else learn it personally. Both blushed, and when he gave a megawatt smile that made them both have a tiny blush, and they would be like, that'd be nice, Naruto, Artemis said, correcting herself. When he glared at her and snickered. Alright, I'll help you too. Alright, let's make our way there. Well, Naruto? Kakashi asked, confused, as he would see Naruto gently hand his mother to him. Naruto then looked at the 2 and said in their minds as they talked. Artemis went first. My name's Artemis Phoebe, member of the Lost Clan. Then Zoe went, thou art Zoe Phoebe, member of the Sameless Clan. And their clan doesn't speak our normal language. They use a different one so I can translate if needed. Naruto said as the 2 went back to their normal language, and he would be like, I see, and what do they want? Kakashi asked. Naruto, who spoke to them, and said, he wishes to know what you want. I can make a half lie, a complete lie, or something else if you just wish to just ask. And both chatted and said, we want to live with you at your home since we're sort of family, since you made the universe. Naruto smiled and then said to Kakashi, they basically just want to live in my house, and they're cousins of mine, so they're going to be living with me from now on. And the group of them then started their journey back to the Leaf. "Lord Naruto, is there any maidens I could have join my group?" Artemis asked, and Naruto chuckled in his head. "Artemis, we live in villages here. No fancy technology. Mostly it's all basic compared to your world. No phones, no monsters thankfully, and there is plenty of males to hunt outside the village. Though I will warn you, this world is at least 70% of the males. In this world, at least 70% of the males are open perverts. You see, the spiky silver-haired dude covering everything but one eye," Naruto said, and asked as they nodded. "They are my sensei, since I faked being weak in this world to see what it was like. He may be a super big pervert, enough to read a porn public in public, but he's downright scary to most people in this world. He has a kill on sight or run on sight order also. He has a move that will literally pierce through your chest, and it's only lightning. Downside of him being a badass is he's 3 hours late to almost everything. I swear on myself he's gonna be 3 hours late to his own funeral," Naruto said, quietly jumping right next to them, and the girls would snicker, which would be like, "Oh, well, I guess." From here, they would continue going, and he would then tell them that their immortality, it's gone. But of course, he can give it back later, as it's the same way as he was. But he would basically say that he'll give them the dominion of this land, and from here, he would continue just pretty much telling them about everything of this world, and just explaining to them that Naruto is kind of going to just get them situated, and that's just how everything's going to be going, right? And that's pretty much everything that would be going down here. And to follow up with this story, I'm going to be telling you guys about what happens after this, right? Now, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. The way that the story of this direction ends up, the way of the direction of this story and the way that it ends up going following this is it ends up taking the route of just adding a bunch more different characters to the story. And I don't think it actually finishes, considering that if I check right now, there is 16 chapters and I'm on 13. So it was basically just gonna have 3 more chapters of like a little bit of randomness and a small update. So you already know your boy's either finna take what's already there. You know, your boy finna take these ingredients and he's finna start cooking. So anyways, continuing on with the story. After Naruto gets these characters suited up in his house, he would end up telling them that they're gonna be there for a couple of months and would say that he'll send them back to their own realms pretty soon. But for now, they can just be guests in his house, and he introduces them to Kaguya, who would easily welcome them into their home. She's like, "Oh, Naruto, I didn't know we were gonna have company, but sure, like they can come here." And so Naruto lets them in, right? And following that, Naruto just kind of goes back to the village, right? The next day would come around, and this is when things get interesting because Naruto is going to be participating in the Chunin exams, or so he would have liked, because Hiruzen decided that there was no way he was going to let Naruto participate. Hiruzen, knowing what Naruto is, would be like, "Naruto, come on, bro. Like, you know you're going to solo if you even so much as come a little close to fighting them." And Naruto would be like, "I guess you're right." As from here, he would pretty much end up being promoted to Jonin, and Naruto would be the one overlooking the entirety of the Chunin exams, specifically the portion in which Orochimaru arrives and tries to bully Sakura and Sasuke. Naruto would be with them, but he wouldn't be allowed to go with them any further than just the Chunin Forest of Death. Now, Naruto wouldn't exactly be helping them as much as just watching them and making sure that they're safe, and they would be able to actually get through this portion very well until this white-skinned freak would end up appearing. Bro, if somebody was to clip that, they'd be like, "Hey, yo, is that the race confirmed?" But nah, anyways, this white-skinned freak, the Orochimaru, would end up pulling up and would end up pretty much looking at Sasuke, obviously, and being like, "Uchiha." You know, as obviously Sasuke being a little weirded out by this would be like, "Naruto, who is this guy?" And Naruto would get a big smirk on his face saying, "Orochimaru." Flicking his fingers, immediately these orbs will transform into a gigantic rod, and these rods would begin to chase Orochimaru. Naruto, noticing that doesn't look scary enough, would snap once more, and suddenly the rod would turn into a gigantic saucer that would rush at Orochimaru, and the second it makes contact with him, Orochimaru just boom, disappears. Just like the characters in Infinity War did, just like all of the pieces of his body just they turn to dust, and he returns to the earth where he once came from. And now Naruto would just watch as Orochimaru falls to the ground, and he'd be like, I knew it was gonna happen, just not this soon. It's your own fault though. If you would have never attacked this village, I might have left you live a little longer. But I guess not. As from here, Naruto, looking towards the direction of Orochimaru, would have a big ol' smile on his face, and he would then go towards the direction of back towards the Chunin Exams Tower, saying that the only big threat they were going to encounter was pretty much dealt with. So he ends up making a clone, returning back to his house, and getting down with dinner, you know what I mean? Like, he starts enjoying his dinner, and Naruto's just having a mighty great time, you know what I mean? And eventually, 1 month time skip happens, and he gets to watch Sasuke fight in the Chunin Exams. Now, when Sasuke ends up piercing Gaara and everything goes all crazy and everybody else would be like, all right, it's time for the attack, Naruto, he's not having none of it. Naruto's just like, time stop. And he would look at Gaara as he would end up tightening the seal with Shukaku, locking Shukaku's access to Gaara and making Gaara finally hear nothing. Like, his consciousness wasn't screaming at him for the first time in forever. And Gaara was just like, finally, I can think. And you know, Gaara was just like feeling good. But from here, he would look towards the direction of all the Sand members, and Naruto was not playing around. Naruto kills each and every single one of them, creating 5 clones, each one of them using a very, very powerful jutsu, which people have evil intentions, would shoot off bolts of energy at them, and they would each die, just immediately getting turned to nothing. And from here, Naruto starts the Chunin Exams once more, and Hiruzen and everybody else would not even realize that the attack would have happened. Gaara ends up breaking out of the dome, and from here, the fight would end up being in Sasuke's favor. Because without Gaara having access to the abilities of Shukaku, or like as in like the one-tail transformation, and just having access to sand, I think Sasuke would beat him, considering Rock Lee was about to, and he was able to use the same taijutsu as Lee. So I think that Sasuke, with the ability of having jutsus with him as well as that same speed, not exactly 4th gate speed, but you know, definitely close, something like 2nd to 3rd gate Lee speed, like 2nd to like and a half Lee speed, he's more than capable of defeating Gaara, and Sasuke would be named the leader, not the leader, but the graduate of the Chunin exam. So he would be promoted to Chunin, and so he would end up remaining in the village. Now, Sasuke not exactly having anybody to go to for power, seeing as the Sound 4 also get killed, would mean that he doesn't end up running away from the village, and eventually Naruto decides that it's about time that he would finish off with the last threat on the earth. Naruto ends up teleporting over towards Zetsu and would ask him to call a gigantic meeting, telling Obito to call a meeting with the Akatsuki, and a week later the meeting would finally happen. Naruto, after having some fun with Kaguya, ends up making his way there, and Naruto would be wearing PJs as he walks in there and just destroys the rock, walking over there as he pokes through his ear, and he'd be like, alright, let's get this over with. He looks towards the direction of a bunch of the members, and he would be like, as suddenly the 6 paths orbs would each fly into all of the members, including Obito, mind you, who can't use Kamui to warp against it, and it would just go through him. The only person remaining would be Itachi, with Naruto saying, come with me, don't fight me, and Itachi, watching as all of his like Akatsuki members died in front of him, would be like, alright, I guess I'm gonna follow you then. And Naruto would be like, alright, good, because you didn't have a choice either way. And Itachi follows Naruto back to the village, with Naruto pretty much telling Hiruzen that this man right here is to be made the next Hokage. Naruto using the ability of the King of Hell to actually fix Itachi and take away that sickness that has been plunging him, and Itachi becomes Hokage, with him entrusting Itachi with a bunch of the secrets of Naruto, even the scroll of summoning him, and Naruto just disappearing to the moon, where Naruto proceeds to, you know, just have fun with Kaguya. And since he would end up finally having a month pass, he would send his cousins back, as from here Naruto just chills on the moon, and anytime that he needs to get called, he does. But eventually, as time goes on, Naruto would kind of become a little bit of a myth or a fable on the earth, and after 100 years Naruto would return to the world, as he would end up realizing that people kind of forgot about him. After he handled the Momoshiki threat and even Ishiki, people seemed to write him off as something that never actually existed, that it was just like a myth. But he returns back to the Leaf Village, or what used to be the Leaf Village, to see like this new society that would look a lot like ours, and Naruto would be like, gotta restart. Bro proceeds to wipe it out and then tells Kaguya to get ready because he's about to repopulate. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be the end of What If Naruto Ate the Chakra Fruit, written by my man, the primordial_void_fox. You can find his links down below on Wattpad. He's the one who ended up creating this insane story. Obviously, I took my own free liberties and ended up freestyling the end of this just because I thought that the direction it was going towards was just something that was going to be giving me a lot of trouble to read. Like, the names and just the pronunciation of a couple of things that ended up popping up. It was just a little bit too much of a hassle, to the point where I didn't want you guys to have to listen to me being like Naruto and then stop, and just like I just didn't want you guys to deal with that. So I freestyled my own ending, and I hope you guys loved it. If you guys want to check out the original ending, his links will be down below so you guys could check that one out for yourself. It's only 3 more chapters, so what are you waiting for? Follow my man on Wattpad and definitely give him all the love in the world, seeing as he wrote this banger story. That said though, ladies and gentlemen, it has been your boy Zether, and I am out. Peace.